All right, let's practice this projectile motion question. We have a football kicked from ground level with an initial velocity of 23.2 meters per second at an angle of 35.5 degrees above the horizontal. How long in seconds is the football in the air before it hits the ground? So for this one, we want to know how long it is in the air. Now, when it comes back down to the ground, the change in position for the whole flight in the y direction will be 0. Because it comes back down to the same height that it left. Delta y is 0, and we know that delta y is equal to the initial velocity in the y direction times time minus 1/2 gt squared. And so what I'd like to find is this time right here. So in order to solve here, we need to determine this initial velocity in the y direction. Now, since I know that the initial velocity was given up here and the angle, then I can find the y component of the velocity. So now if I use that the initial velocity in the y direction is v initial times sine 35.5 degrees for this problem, then I can make my substitution and be able to solve for the time that's unknown. So now making my substitution of the initial velocity in the y direction, and then 1/2, I'm going to use 9.8 as the acceleration due to gravity, because this is a web assign type question and I want to make sure that I get it correct. So then we can rearrange and solve. So that would be negative 23.2 sine of 35.5 all times t is equal to negative 1/2 9.8 times t squared. Now I'm looking for t, and so if I divide by t on both sides, I can go ahead and divide by negative t on both sides. That'll make things nice because that will cause this to cancel out. This t and this t will cancel out. This negative and this negative, and then a t on the bottom and just one of our t's on the top will cancel out. So after all that's said and done, we'll have 23.2 sine of 35.5 is equal to 1/2 of 9.8 times t. Now we just need to solve. So this here on the left side should reduce to our 13.5 is equal to 1/2 9.8 is 4.9 t. So 13.5 divided by 4.9 is t. So we should get t is equal to 2.75 seconds.